Welcome back, brave adventurers, to another spine-tingling tale. Tonight, we venture into the mystery of the haunted treehouse. This isn't just a story you'll listen to. You'll help guide our heroes through every twist and turn. So, are you ready to uncover the secrets hidden high among the branches? In a small town, nestled at the edge of a dense forest, stood an old, forgotten treehouse. It had been abandoned for years, its wooden boards weathered by time, and its rope ladder tangled in the branches. No one dared to climb up anymore, except for three friends, Jack, Emma, and Lucas. One summer evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a strange light flickered in the distance. It was coming from the direction of the treehouse. "Did you see that?" Jack asked, pointing through the trees. Emma squinted. "It looks like the treehouse is glowing." Lucas, always the curious one, said, "We have to check it out." With flashlights in hand, the trio ventured into the forest. The closer they got, the brighter the light became, casting eerie shadows all around them. When they finally reached the treehouse, they saw that the windows were glowing with a strange, ghostly light. Who would light up an old treehouse in the middle of the night? Emma whispered, her voice trembling slightly. "I don't know," Jack replied, "but we're going to find out." What should they do first? 1. Climb up the treehouse to see what's inside. 2. Circle around the tree to look for any signs of who or what might be up there. With hearts pounding, Jack, Emma, and Lucas grabbed the old rope ladder. It creaked under their weight as they climbed up, one by one. When they reached the top, they found the door slightly ajar, light spilling out from within. Jack pushed the door open, and they stepped inside. The treehouse was empty, but the light was coming from an old lantern hanging from the ceiling. However, it wasn't an ordinary lantern. It glowed with an unnatural, otherworldly light. Where did this lantern come from? Lucas asked, but before anyone could answer, the room grew cold, and a soft, whispering sound filled the air. Emma shivered. "Did you hear that?" The whispering grew louder, as if the very walls of the treehouse were trying to speak to them. And then, all at once, the light from the lantern dimmed, and the treehouse began to shake. What should they do next? 1. Try to escape the treehouse before it collapses. 2. Investigate the lantern to see if it holds any clues. Jack reached out to grab the lantern, but as soon as he touched it, the light flared up, and the whispering voices grew louder. The walls of the treehouse shimmered and then vanished, leaving them standing in a different place entirely. They were no longer in the treehouse. They were in a ghostly version of it. Everything around them was ethereal, glowing with the same eerie light as the lantern. And there, standing at the far end of the room, was a shadowy figure. The figure raised its hand and pointed toward a trapdoor in the floor. "What is this place?" Emma asked, her voice barely a whisper. Lucas, trying to stay brave, said, "I think we're in some kind of ghostly dimension." The figure continued to point at the trapdoor, as if urging them to open it. Should they, 1. Open the trapdoor to see what's inside? 2. Ask the shadowy figure what it wants from them? With trembling hands, Jack bent down and slowly lifted the trapdoor. As it creaked open, they were met with a gust of cold air and a staircase leading down into the darkness. "We've come this far," Emma said, trying to sound brave. "Let's see where it leads." The three friends carefully descended the stairs, their flashlights flickering as they went deeper and deeper. At the bottom, they found themselves in a large, dimly lit room filled with old, dusty furniture and cobwebs. In the center of the room stood an ancient-looking chest, locked with a heavy chain. Suddenly, the shadowy figure appeared again, this time closer. It pointed at the chest and then at the lantern, which Jack was still holding. "I think it wants us to use the lantern to unlock the chest," Lucas suggested. What should they do? 1. Use the lantern to try to unlock the chest. 2. Leave the chest alone and look for another way out. Jack held the lantern closer to the chest, and as the light touched the lock, the chain began to unravel on its own, clinking to the floor. The chest creaked open, revealing a swirling vortex of light inside. Suddenly, the room shook, and the shadowy figure moved forward, its form becoming clearer. It wasn't a ghost, but the spirit